I think it's by far the best we've ever signed, and I think it represents a go forward expectations. We recruit with expectations. Expectations are part of what you sell a young man, because he's coming to a place he doesn't see. He's coming to a place that's going somewhere else. Certainly the facilities, but as far as the program, these guys bought in to being champions, conference and national champion. And I think if you looked at the records of these guys that's their high school background. It's playing for championships. I think there's only one school, one player that his school didn't compete all the way to the end of the season for a championship. So, I think what we have here is 8 offensive signees, 8 defensive signees. I think what probably anchors the class is there's 3 offensive linemen and 3 defensive linemen that are of a caliber that we haven't recruited before. We beat Sun Belt Conference schools on these players, which is an FBS program, and its height. I mean, the size and the ability of these guys is at the upper levels. I mean, these are ranked players. The speed on this team is represented by, or in this signing class, is represented by the 4 speed players. Alphabetically, the first one in here is Brandon Bender, who is Bo Jackson's second cousin, by the way, from McAdor. And he's got some of the family genes because he can run. But and then in the middle of the 4 speed guys and linemen is what I call a power group: the tight ends, the fullbacks, the linebackers, and there are 6 of those that are exceptional. Also, this class is a very strong academic class. It's a class where strong families are represented, 2-parent homes, not exclusively, but they may be exclusive. I can't think of an exception now that I think about it. But we're just happy they chose us, and it was we were fighting at the very end with all of them against some very competitive teams. I know the last day you could be on the road, I was sitting in a home in Mobile, Alabama, hoping Blakeney wouldn't pull up in the parking lot, that I'd be the last one in there. So it went right down on the wire, and some of the things that were accomplished were in terms of and I'd say, but what was accomplished is we got our first choices. You know, you start out the year, you got a ranking of 1 through 5 or 6 at a position, and the first one you're going after, and these are all first. And that is, we didn't get that done at Auburn and Clemson. You know, so I'm just very excited, and we just have to wait and see what the reality of it is. But this is a class that will represent Jacksonville State over the next 4 and 5 years at the highest level of competition.
Talk about quickly how the success that your program had in the last year and the facility and the things happen within your program, how that's correlated onto the recruiting trail.
Given that we were recruiting against FBS schools primarily, I don't know that they wanted to come here because of exceptional facilities. It's just that our facilities allow. This is an FBS facility, and I think this sort of created the standard that we could recruit against Troy, Middle Tennessee, on and on and on. And I think without this facility, I don't think that would have been possible. But you add to that, we had a profile game in Ole Miss, you know, where people heard who we are very early. You know, we start out recruiting the same players that are still on the list with Auburn and Alabama, so you had to break through the SEC barrier a little bit. And, you know, and that gave us some momentum early. And then after that, it was just the hard work of our assistant coaches just to be there every time and say the right thing. And I really think it's the best recruiting job by our coaching staff that we've ever had, and on an equal to any coaching staff I've ever been around. I mean, we targeted them. We did the step-by-step process. The right people were there at the right times. It's teamwork. Area coach, position coach, head coach. Different, and somebody's got the person that's primarily responsible for the relationship has to do the right thing at the right time. And I think we're a lot more mature in our approach to recruiting. I think we had a sense of where we were all the time with each one of them. I was just very impressed. I know our meetings, I came out of every staff meeting that was talking about recruiting, and I felt like I knew exactly where we were and exactly what I had to do, and I think I became a lot more effective, and I'm just a closer. And sometimes, there was a couple of times we didn't get it closed, but for the most part, I'm just very satisfied with it.